Hello and welcome to the Westveil archive. My name is Jenna. I am an author-illustrator from Newfoundland, Canada, and this is still a fairly new channel. This is my AuthorTube/BookTube platform, but I've been on YouTube for over 2 years now. My other channel is Jenna Gets Creative, and it's an art channel. So if you're interested in watching that kind of thing, I've got it linked everywhere. Go check it out. Today I'm going to do my first dedicated book review video on the channel, and since we're still in Pride Month, let's kick it off with Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. Here's the cover art right here. I read it as an ebook, so I don't have something physical here to hold up right now. This is a contemporary fiction young adult novel, and I loved it. This is not something I normally would have gone out and picked up, but I wanted to make an effort this year to read more Black authors, more LGBT plus authors, and this is both. So it fits, and I wanted to make sure it was the first one in that effort that I bring forth in a review. I rate this 5 stars. If you want to read a more edited and refined review, I did rate it on Goodreads. You can go find that, I'll link it. Or you can read the blog that I'm going to put out along with today's video. But if video is your preferred format for consuming this type of information, continue watching. I'm about to talk about this. I absolutely believe it deserves 5 stars. I'm not just being nice. So this book's about a teenager named Felix, as you might have guessed from the book title. Felix is 17 and he is in a summer art program heading into his senior year of high school. He's trying to use this summer art program to figure out a theme so that he can go forward with putting together the portfolio that he's going to use to apply to art school at Brown. That's where he's always wanted to go. The thing is, Felix is trans, and early on in the novel, somebody outs him. Somebody makes a gallery of photos that are supposed to be privatized from his Instagram of himself before transitioning, and these are all labeled with his former name. This is called dead naming, when you call a trans individual by their previous name. So we've got this right at the beginning. The central plot is all around Felix and Felix's most trusted friends trying to figure out who did this attack and put this stuff up in the school. And along the way there's a lot of teen romantic blunders because Felix is looking for love. Felix has never been in love, been in a relationship, but Felix also isn't ready to accept the best love for him. He wants what's easy, not what's right. There's a lot of growth that happens in this novel. About halfway through, I started feeling like this was Perks of Being a Wallflower, but updated to this decade, for this decade's teens, and not so white. Felix is black, his best friend's biracial, his other friends and classmates are black and biracial and white and everything. So, yeah, not nearly as white as Perks, but a lot of the central themes, when you remove the trans issues, are very similar to Perks. And there's also just the fact that the gay best friend in Felix is named Ezra, and in the film adaptation of Perks, the gay best friend character Patrick is played by Ezra Miller, so that connection was immediately made in my brain. I love the fact that this book really brings out trans issues and teenage love issues and figuring out what you want to do with your life issues in a way that I think teens are really going to easily understand. I appreciate that this book is probably going to help a lot of trans and otherwise LGBT people figure out who they are, because this will be the first thing that they read that makes them go, yes, that is it, that's what I've been feeling, that's what's different. And it explores more than just being bi or pan. It explores more than just being trans. Those are both things that fit Felix. It explores more than just being gay, like Ezra. It explores more than just being straight, like some of the other people in this book. It explores, like, Felix goes to a gender meeting and meets people who are agender, meets people who are gender fluid, meets people who constantly want to debate why we have so many gender pronouns and identities now. It's very informative for pretty much anybody who's going to read it. When my daughter's old enough to read this reading level, I will definitely have her read it. I wanted to give a special nod to the fact that even though Felix is dead named more than once in this book, not just by the malicious gallery at the beginning, but also by an anonymous person who's continuing to abuse him, but also by his father, who hasn't quite figured this all out yet. And despite the fact that Felix is dead named frequently in this book, we, the reader, don't know what that name is. And that's so important and so impactful, because it doesn't matter. It's not for us to know. This is Felix. Felix is this person's name, and that is the only name we should know. So I love the way Kaysen handled this by not giving us that name. I have read and watched and listened to other things that deal with trans issues, and they do give the dead name, and that doesn't send the right message. We don't have the right to know what that name was. I also want to mention that yes, I did actually pick this book because of the author. The author is black and not a cis straight person. Kaysen Calendar is both trans and non-binary, and also black. So yeah, wonderful story for today's youth about being a person of color, about being a transgender person, about being a member of the LGBT, about figuring out where you're supposed to be in life, where you're going with your life. And it's by an author who ticks all the same boxes as the main character. I'm glad I picked it up. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, I will be making sure my daughter reads this when she is at that reading level. She's only 2.5 now, it'll be a while. And I highly recommend it to you. 5 stars, not kidding. Sincerely, this is a 5-star novel. Go read it. It didn't take me very long. I read it in between a whole bunch of other activities at the cabin in 2 days. Probably could have read it in 1 if it was all I was doing. Read it. Felix Ever After, Kaysen Calendar. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on Monday with a bonus video. Bye guys!